I'm Paul Gibbs, and I am here in the studio with Ron Druck. Welcome, Ron. It's good to see you.
Good to be here today.
Yes. So for those of you that don't know, Ron has a music ministry that he shares with his wife, Eileen, and he is here to talk to us a little bit about that. So, Ron, why don't we start out with, for folks that just really don't have any idea who Ron Druck is, why don't you give them a little background, fill them in a little bit.
All right. Well, we started out in the early 70s, back around 1973, and we started out as the Druck family gospel singers. Back then there was a lot of gospel groups that were out, and one of the gospel groups that inspired me was the Lamar Seago family. And Lamar Seago, his family included the Seagos, which was a big group back then. And God just impressed upon me, but why don't you try to sing? Give what you have inside you and bring it out. And I never took voice lessons or anything like that, but I always wanted to sing. And we started out. We had a band. It was me, my late wife Eva, my son Daniel, and my son Nathan. And Nate, he played drums, played the bass, played lead guitar. My other son Daniel sang, and it was very awesome to hear a 10-year-old singing and harmonizing with you as a family, And as he got a little bit older, well, he decided he don't want to sing.
You want to sing anymore.
So he also started playing drums, and when we went out, he would play the drums, and Nate would play the guitars and the bass guitar, whatever. Yeah. I played keyboard, and I had a pastor tell me one time, "Why don't you try standing instead of sitting
at the keyboard?"
And that is why I stand now. And it was not easy.
I can imagine. When I play, I sit down.
You sit down.
Yes.
So I played the keyboard, and I had a synthesizer that brought in a lot of the strings and background music.
Right.
My wife Eva, she sang. Back then, I guess we would be classified more as country gospel. Because we had a lot of banjos and things like that we added. Right. Some different studios. But we went from there. We traveled all around the eastern seaboard and up into Canada. And I worked a full-time job also besides doing our traveling.
Yes.
And the job where I worked at, I got a couple more weeks vacation. So we would just take off, head for down south or wherever we had our bookings, and the kids we would all gather in the van.
Wow.
And take off and go sing.
Awesome experience, awesome memories, I'm sure that you have.
A lot of memories back then.
Yeah. What was one of your favorite things about the traveling?
Well, we started out traveling in a Subaru.
And that probably wasn't one of your favorite things.
That was not, compatible with our equipment and everything
Family
else that we had.
Yeah.
So we went from there to a extended van that had the raised roof and everything on. There we could get everything in, and we would sleep in the back of that as we traveled. We put a bed back there, enough for us to lay down on, and try to keep the kids quiet as we traveled and stuff. And we've come a long way from there.
Yes. Yeah.
Now we have a motorhome.
Now you got a motorhome. Yes. And you got your but now you're doing your own. Now back then, friends, we back then, Ron, guys like us, we we would have to go to a recording studio and pay a good amount of money to get any recordings done, even to the point of having those of us that would use background tracks sometimes in our performance. So we had to pay a lot of money. But fortunately now we don't have to do that, do we? You said you have your own studio.
No, we now have our own studio. It's called Butterfly Studios and Gospel Music, and which makes it very nice. It's in our home, and we don't have to travel anywhere to do this. It's, it's a big change.
That's a big change. It's a big change. A lot more flexibility.
Yes.
Different styles of music. Well, not to mention a lot cheaper.
A lot cheaper.
But, yeah. Ron, how do you? We had Nate and I just did a video on God, and this is your good example of God calling us to something. And in your case, it's music. It's a music ministry. And Nate and I just did a video, and some of you folks have, I'm sure, seen it, on obstacles that get in the way whenever God is calling us out to do something. What would you say is the biggest, shall we say, the biggest obstacle that has been kind of like thrown in your way, and maybe more than once? And how have you found ways to deal with that?
Well, I would probably say one of the biggest obstacles, yes.
Right. Barriers. There we go. It's easier to say.
Barriers is easier. Down through the years would probably be trying to get us all together at one time.
Yes.
We had back then, and not too far back, we had a steel player and some other players that played in our band, and it was hard to get people together.
Schedules and things.
Because the schedules were always overlap. And we had backup singers with us, and it was hard to get together. And then our voices was another big thing, and to keep your voice in top tune. You don't want to eat before you sing.
That's for sure. Or drink soda.
or anything like that. But
right. Yeah. And how about now, as you and Eileen are doing this? Well, now there's only two of you.
Two of us.
I shouldn't say only, because that's maybe not a right word to put in here. But how does that compare with the family
from where we came from?
From where you came from.
It's nice. It's nice. It's only the two of us, and when we get called for bookings to go out, all we need to do is pack up and take our Yorkies with us, depending how far we're traveling. And we just actually at the beginning of this year we just came back from 6,000-mile tour. So
yes.
We went down through the South. We had some concerts down in Florida, and then till we got back home, we had 14 weeks and 15 states and 6,000 miles.
Awesome. So
it gets tiresome.
It gets tiresome.
Sometimes, yes.
Yeah.
So now that we're older, that I am older, I found that's another thing. I could say that. Traveling for the Lord, it's worth it all, but your body wears down. The mind is strong, the body is strong. But
right, yeah. I like to say we still have 24 hours in a day, but we don't have 24 hours of energy left.
That's true.
Anymore. But you're still traveling. You're still out there traveling and doing it, and that is awesome. And I said once that. And I'm sure you would agree that when we're called out to do something for God, we do receive a blessing.
Yes.
But even more than that, and much more than that, He calls us because He wants some other people to get blessed. And in your travels, you must have blessed a lot of people, not only through your music, but just through the fellowship.
Right.
That's right.
We've got into a lot of places, and we even sang on a flatbed trailer in a rodeo already with some other groups. And
Amen.
I think the most what I feel for the blessings and things like that is when you see the people out there in the audience enjoying what you do and what you're saying and what you're singing. They can relate to that.
Yes,
and,
right.
That is a big plus.
Big blessing.
Yes.
The blessing just keeps going around, doesn't it?
It goes around until we're all done and we're packed up and ready to go. Mm-hmm. It usually takes about an hour for me to come back down to earth again.
Yes, yes, I can imagine. Ron, you've got a new CD coming out, or it is out, or we're talk about that. You've done how many now?
This will be number 17.
17. God bless you.
17
so talk
albums,
about this one.
And this project here, it's taken us 2 years now to get the music together and the words, the songs.
Right.
And we really wanted to do this. It's called Heaven Bound.
Heaven Bound.
And that's what we were doing, Heaven Bound.
There we are. Amen.
And the CD will be released on the 26th of this month.
Of this month, right.
Evangelical E-Free Church. Mm-hmm. Emmanuel Evangelical E-Free Church.
That's hard to say. I'm still working on it. What does the music on this CD, does it differ the same as your previous projects? What's something special about this one?
Well, this CD is all up tempo. Mm-hmm. It's a CD that will inspire you, and it's for everybody. Mm-hmm. It's a couple different trends with the music in there. It's not all the same music the whole way through.
Okay.
And it's enough to keep you very interested through the whole CD.
Yeah. For those afternoon concerts that come after the luncheon, when everybody kind of you're not going to fall asleep.
You will not fall asleep.
To this
I
one.
guarantee you won't fall asleep with this one.
Until after Ron and Eileen leave. You mentioned now let's get to the concert on the 26th.
Yes.
And that's going to take place at I'm going to see if I can do it, Emmanuel Evangelical Free Church.
Free Church. There we got it.
On Whitmer Road in beautiful downtown, close
outskirts.
Outskirts of York, Pennsylvania.
Yes.
And yes, on Whitmer Road. And that's going to be Saturday, August 26th at 7 p.m.
Yes.
And you and Eileen will be there?
Me and Eileen.
Yes. Okay. And you'll have the CD.
Have the CD, and we're looking forward to a blessed time.
We're going to be there.
Absolutely.
We're going to be there. Where can people find you, and where can people find your music?
You can find our music on our website, which would be www.thedrucks.org. Mm-hmm. And if you go on our website there's a place where you can go to hear our music, and it tells all about us, where our concerts are going to be for the rest of the year.
Awesome. Awesome. Very good. Good. And friends, we'll put links. If you're watching this on the video, we'll have links below here. They can will take you to any of to Ron's website and to any of the albums. If you're listening to the podcast, we will have that on the Facebook page for the podcast, and I will also probably repeat those, at least the website, in just a moment or two. Ron, thank you so much.
Oh, I enjoyed this.
A blessing. Friends, thank you for joining us on the video here. The podcast will continue in just a minute, and we're going to have some music from Ron coming up in just a few minutes.
Amen.
God bless you, sir.
Thank you.